Yeah. So one is free of cost. The second one is like source code. Source code available. So open source means here we have 2 points to remember. 2 points. One is free of cost. Then second one is a source code available. So if the source code is available, the same like as a what we discussed yesterday, the Facebook, something like I have a Facebook, I have a Facebook source code. I took that source code and I modified like as a book phase, same like as a. So they took the source code and they created their own OSs. So I already told which OS will be discussing on this course, guys, on this training. Which OS, which flavor of the OS, and which version of the OS, guys?
Linux.
Yeah. So Linux is a core functionality.
CentOS and
Yes.
Red Hat.
CentOS,
Fedora.
CentOS and Red Hat.
Fedora.
Yeah. So these are the flavor of the OS. So what is the version of the OS we are using? So what is the current version, present version of the CentOS and Red Hat?
8.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. So we will, in this course, we will discuss 6, 7,
Level
8. Something like 7 and 8, both are similar. So if you learn 7, if you learn 8, so there is a something like a Ansible. They added in the 8, they added Ansible and Docker. So in this course, we will learn CentOS 7 and CentOS 8. CentOS 7, 8 and Red Hat 7 and 8. So CentOS and Red Hat. This is a
Flavors of OS.
flavors of OS. This is a OS. Which OS? This is a MOS. MOS means multi operating system. So Linux, Red Hat and CentOS is a multi operating system. So where we need to install OS on which hardware? Which hardware? Guys, tell me. Dell
Windows.
PowerEdge or 710. So this is the hardware. So I want to interact with this hardware. So I want to interact with this hardware. Something like this hardware. Guys, tell me. So what is configuration? Guys, tell me what is configuration, system configuration. Does anyone knows? Guys?
No, we don't know.
We don't know. System configuration. So do you have a laptop?
Yes. I think
Yeah.
system configuration. Is it to make the space to be smaller or something like that? If I'm not mistaken. To make the software smaller to run into the system.
No.
Okay.
System so do you have a mobile, right? Something like either Apple or something like a smartphone, a Samsung, whatever it may be. So what is the configuration? Your mobile configuration. Something like 4 GB of RAM, 8 GB of RAM, 16 GB of RAM, 32 GB of RAM. Something like a hard disk. The storage will be 128 GB, 64 GB, right? So your system configuration is something like i7, i5, i9.
Okay.
Okay, a RAM. Right? Something like a CPU. CPU means processor. processor, a RAM, something like a HDD hard disk, something like a 20 CPU, a processor is something like a i7, i9, something like a RAM is nothing but a 32, something like a 128 GB, 128 GB, something like a 3 TB, 3 TB of a hard disk, right? So this is the configuration. So this is the configuration, same like as same like as a Dell PowerEdge also. The Dell PowerEdge also having the same something like a configuration. So RAM is 128 GB because it is a server hardware. Server hardware having a more RAM and more hard disk and more CPUs. More RAM, more hard disk, more CPUs. Because of
So what is CPU? Can you explain what CPU means, please?
Central processing unit.
It's the central processing unit,
yes.
also
Central
called the
process-
brain of the computer.
Yeah. So CPU or processor both same or something like that. So i7 processor with 20 CPUs, right? So the something like a RAM is 128 GB, hard disk is a 3 TB. So this is using a multi-operating system, multiple people are accessing this site. For example, Facebook is deployed on this site. Facebook is deployed on this server. So how many people are accessing Facebook at every day? So lakh of people are accessing, right? So if anyone accessing this server, so it will take the resources, a RAM and processor, a CPU, something like that. The thread is going on. So it will be impacting on the hardware. So that is the reason. So we need a more configuration on that server. On that server. We need a more configuration. We need a more configuration for a server. We need a more configuration on the server. So how we can interact with this hardware? How we can interact with this hardware, RAM, everything? So how we can interact? How we can interact with this hardware? So hardware knows only binary language. So how we can interact with this hardware? Guys, tell me. We need to
Using
install a. We need to
install a OS.
Yes, we need to install a OS on this server. We need to install a OS on this server. So for example, so which OS we are installed? So which OS we are installed? A CentOS 7 OS installed. CentOS 7 installed. Is CentOS 7 installed on this server. Now we are interacting with this. Now we are interacting with this server. Now we are interacting with this server. So here something like, so we developed a software like as a Facebook. So like as a Facebook. So where we need to deploy that code, we need a web server. We need a web server. Something like, so this is the web server. So web servers are something like Tomcat, Apache, JBoss. So JBoss, something like Nginx, JBoss. These are the web servers. For example, Tomcat is installed on this web server, and we deployed the code. So this is a web server. This is a web server. Web server, or as something like a app server. The same like as the sites. something like sites. Websites are two types. Websites are two types. One is static website,
Dynamic.
static website, and dynamic website. Dynamic website. So dynamic means something like a Facebook or whatever the site is using, both, whatever the site is using for both a web server and database server. So database servers means something like a Facebook. So Facebook is a dynamic website because of so we need to log in that server, we need to sign in sign up, sign in, and we need to upload or download, we need to extract something, everything will be there in the a Facebook website. So if database involved on that website, if database is involved on that website, so that is a dynamic website. A static website is nothing but the website, the website, so which is no login, which is no sign up, which is no data imported, exported on that server. Something like, for example, college website, a university website, it displays only pages. We can read that only pages. So something like, for example, any book from online. If you are reading any book from online, so we are only reading that book only. We cannot edit, we cannot modify, we cannot do anything on that pages. So they are only web pages are there. Then so nothing to involve on the databases. So those are the static website. A dynamic website is nothing but so it will be storing the data from that website. We need a database. So which are the websites are having a sign up, sign in, and upload, download. Those are the dynamic websites. That websites need a database, a server. So database server also same, like we took the same configuration of the server. We install the CentOS on that server. We install the CentOS because of how we can interact with the server by using only OS, At the same way, so we took the Dell PowerEdge R710 server, and so here installed a Tomcat Apache web server. But here we need to install the database software. Database software. Guys, tell me, what are the database softwares? Does anyone know database softwares?
MySQL.
Very good. MySQL. Postgres. Very
The
good.
Access Worker.
Sorry.
Oracle.
Yeah, very good.
Oracle.
Oracle.
MongoDB.
MongoDB.
Access.
DB2. Cassandra. Guys, tell me. DB2, Cassandra, MongoDB, Oracle, Postgres, MySQL.
Access.
Apache.
Sorry?
Apache.
Access. Microsoft Access.
Microsoft Access. I'm listening first time, that's the reason I'm Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access. Yes. So this is also a database. Yeah, Microsoft Access. MS ACCS. Yeah. So Microsoft Access. So any one of the flavor, any one flavor of the database need to install on the server. So this is a web server. This is a DB server. So for example, so if you want to deploy, if you want to develop a Facebook site, so if you want to develop a Facebook website, what we need, guys? we need a web server and a database server. We need a web server and database server. Now you got it right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need a web server and we need a database server. For example, this is nothing but a environment. This is nothing but a environment. So this is something like a end user using end user. End user means we are using the Facebook. So we are using the Facebook. End user using the Facebook. That is nothing but a production. So end user used website, something like a live website. Live website is nothing but a production environment. So what is the environment? Guys, tell me. The environment is production. The environment is a production. Something like, for example, so if you are buying a bike or a car, something like car, you are trying to buy a car. You are trying to buy a car. So what are the steps you need to do, guys?
You need to know the price of the car.
Something like you need to go to a showroom, right? So car showroom. Then you are decided which car need to buy it. So before comes to the showroom. So the car is, so car need to be manufactured, then tested, then only it will comes to the a showroom. Showroom is nothing but a production. Showroom is nothing but a production. Showroom is nothing but a production. So production environment. So before that you will be, so it will be testing, it will be a design and build. Something like this is a testing. This is the phase of a testing. This is the phase of testing. This is the phase of something like a building or developing. This is the phase of, so the car needs to be first design, develop, then test, then it will comes into the market. Then it will comes into the market. So for finally first developing stage, then first a development stage, then testing stage, so then a production. So then the production. So this is the live and this will be a impact. This is the live and this will be a impact. So this is a business impact. For example, so you bought the car, something like the car crashes while you are driving. So immediately you are reporting in the showroom, right? Something like it goes wrong. So if something like the same way, 10 people are bought the car the same way. Some people are something having a petrol something issue. Some people are having a something like crashing issue. Some people are having some other issues. So if the impact business is impact, right? So if the 10 people are saying like that, so it is a not good product. This is not a good product. So the people are not buying. So this is a business impact. This is a business impact. So that's the reason this called as a production. This is a, guys, mute yourself. So this is the production. A testing and a development stage. Testing and development stage will under in the company only. If the development time, So if the development time something goes wrong, so there will be affecting on that only company. There will be
If you want
affecting
give me
only.
my right, I want
Mr. Allen, your mic is on. Can you please mute yourself, please?
sorry about that.
Yeah. So in the testing and development, this stage will be under the in the company only. So under the a company only. Company only. So company only will impact. Only impact if anything goes wrong. So, but if you released as a product, if you released as a product, so the end user will affect. End user so end user affecting is nothing but a business will impact. So before that, before releasing into any either website or car or whatever we manufactured. So when we release into the market, be carefully at testing, at development. After that only we need to put it in the market. We need to put it in the market. So this is the production environment. This is the live and production environment. So this is the testing and developing. Testing means a QA environment. ENV means environment, QA environments. So this is a development environment. ENV means a development environment. A development environment. So what are the environments are there? So this is the production environment. So this is the development and testing. This is nothing but a non-production environment. Non-production environment. So we have two types of environments are there. So one is a production environment. So one is a non-production environment. So when we deploy, when we create a website and release it in the market. So before release it in the market, so we need to test in the two environments. So one is a QA environment. The other one is a development environment. QA environment and a development environment. So we need a 6 servers. We need a 6 servers. So we need a 6 servers. So something like, so this is one environment. The other environment is something like, I'm minimizing this. Yeah. So this is environment is production. So this environment is, guys, tell me. QA environment. This environment is QA environment. So this environment is a dev environment. So first we need to deploy it on the dev environment. Then we can test. Once the testing is completed, then move it to a production. Again, if the production having any issue, then it will goes to a dev environment. Again, QA environment. Then they deploy it as a new code. They deploy new code as a new code in the production environment. So something like, if the development environment looks good, in the QA environment, QA team find some bugs. Then they will move it to the development environment. Once the developer develop that code, resolve that bugs, they will move it to QA move it into the production. So now you got it right, guys. So we have two environments. So one is production, other one is non-production. In the non-production, so there is a QA and dev environments. There is a QA and a dev environments. So if we deploy any application, we need at least a 3 environments: a dev environment, QA environment, and a production environment. First, we need to develop the code and we need to test it. Then we need to release in the market. Market means production. Any one of the something like any one of the item. So either it is a shoe or something like whatever it may be. So if you release in the market, definitely there will be a development stage, there will be a testing stage, then there will be they will be released as in the market. So if looks good in here, if looks good here, then only they will release in the market. Sometimes we will not figure out in the QA environment. So we deployed in the production environment. So then we have some issues. Then we have some issues or bugs. So it will resolve and they will deploy it again. They will deploy it again. Now you got it right, guys. Environment. So environment. So what is environment? So environment is nothing but a. So we have a servers in that environment. What are the servers we need to deploy application? So we need a web server and database. Because of where? So while signing up or while something like a while signing up, so the fields, first name, last name, whatever the fields you filled up, it will store in the database. It will store in the database. So while we log into that server, so they will find out the username password. They will find out the username password in the database. So it's something like it's passed. So the username and password is okay. Then it will open your profile page. So here there will be web pages. Here there will be a web pages. So here a data will be stored under the database. Something like if you are uploading image, so it will store under a database only. If you are uploading a video, so it will it is a web page. It is a front end. It is a front end like a web browser. In the web browser, we showing as a web page. Through web servers, through code, we are seeing as a only web pages. So where we need to store the data? So in the databases. For example, so we have a thought we need to develop a application, Facebook application. So we need how many servers? 6 servers we need. We need a 6 servers. We need a 6 server. Guys, understood?
Yes.
Yes.
What's the full meaning of QA?
QA, quality analysis. Quality analysis. So tester is nothing but a QA guys, and QA guys, testing people. You heard about the testing people in the environment, right? IT environment. Whatever there is a people to test the application, to test the car, to test the anything. A product will come into the market. So there will be a development team, there will be a testing team, there will be a testing and development team, and testers test the application only. So what are the development environment? What is development environment? So this is the developer environment. So whenever the developer develop the code and test it under the development environment. So if the development environment pass, then QA people, testing people, so testing people also having a environment. They deploy the code into testing in the testing environment also. So testers test that code. So is there any issue or bug? They will send it back to the development team. This is the bug. So then a development team resolve that bug through code, and again they deployed it on the QA environment. So QA will test that. Once the QA passed, so then only we move to the production environment. So development environments means a developer environment. QA means a QA people also testing their application. Developer develop the code. Develop the code. Testing people test the code. Testing people testing the application. Developer develop the application. They know only Java. They know only languages to develop a application. But who will manage these servers? Who know Linux? Guys,
Linux administrator.
11% off everything. Now, and Say
guys, who manages the OS, CentOS? Who manages these servers?
Linux administrators.
Yeah, Linux administrator. So because of these servers are installed as CentOS. As CentOS means a Linux OS. So Linux OS is installed on this machine. Who knows Linux OS? Who knows Linux OS? Only a Linux administrator. Linux administrator knows the Linux administrator. So Linux administrator knows the Linux OS. So who will manage? So who will manage means operations team. Operations team. I already told you, right? At DevOps. So operations team. Who are the something like a Linux administrator, a Windows administrator. So Windows administrator, Linux administrator, something like a network administrator. So I will tell you. So operations team, a Linux administrator. Who knows the Linux OS? Who knows the Linux OS? So who will manage? Who will manage operations team? A Linux administrator manage. So a Linux administrator manage the Linux OS. So because of a tester doesn't know how to operate the Linux OS. A developer doesn't know how to operate the Linux OS. Who knows? A Linux administrator knows the Linux administrator knows how to manage the Linux servers. How to manage the Linux servers. So we need a developer, we need a QA people, we need a testers, we need a testers or a QA people, and we need a operations team. A Linux administrator need to operate this OSs. For example, this server is installed on Windows server. So we need a Windows administrator to admin all these servers. Now you got it right. So who will manage these servers? Guys, who will manage?
Operate.
Who will manage?
Operations team
Yes.
or Linux admin.
Linux administrator. So Linux, so administrators. Now you got it right, guys. So we are
Operations team.
yeah, we are a
Linux
operations
administrator.
team. Yeah. So Linux administrator, because of the CentOS. You know the CentOS. So you are a Linux administrator, you are AWS administrator, you are a DevOps guy, right? So now you are learning a CentOS 7. Now you are a Linux administrator. You know how to operate the Linux OS, how to operate these servers. Now you got it right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are under part of the IT team. We are under part of the IT team. I will tell you what is the structure of the organization. Structure of the organization. Something like, for example, so every organization, for example, every organization, we need a HR team and a finance team finance team, and admin team, and so these are the three peoples will be the same on every company, right? So but in the IT company, so something like, who is apart from this IT people, who are IT people, software team or IT team. In IT team, for example, so a developer team, a QA team, IT team. IT team means operations team. So this IT team, something like, so if you joined in a company, either whatever it may be, either a dev team or QA team or IT team. So something like, for example, once you enter into the organization, they will assign a laptop to you, right? They will assign a laptop to you. So for example, something like, so OSs can be two types, right? So one is a single and other one is a multi operating system. So in single user operating system also, having a admins. Those admins are a desktop engineer. Those admins are desktop. Those are a desktop engineer or administrative desktop engineer, a desktop engineer. So they will manages only the single user operating system. They will manages only a single user operating system. So once you enter into the organization, they will provide a laptop. If any issues are there, so they will resolve the issues. So they will resolve the issues. So that is a desktop engineers. So something like so multi operating system OS. So multi operating system OS, something like installed on a servers. Those servers so will be admin by the Linux engineers, or something like a system administrator, or something like a Linux engineer or a system engineer. System who manages the Linux servers, a Linux engineer. So who manages the system engineer? So something like a system administrator, system engineer, or something like a Linux engineer or a Windows engineer. So whatever it may be. So they are managing the multi operating system. So desktop engineer only manages the who, so the desk laptops. So we are a Linux engineers. We will admin the which servers? Multi operating system servers. For example, dev team having a development servers, QA team having a QA team servers, production having a production servers. Who will manage these servers? A Linux administrator can manage these servers. A Linux administrator manage these servers. A desktop engineer only manages the laptops. There are two types of engineers, OS engineers. One is a desktop engineer and other one is a Linux or Windows engineers. Linux or Windows engineers. You got it right, guys? Guys got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the IT team. So Linux Linux administrator or Linux engineer manages only the a server part. Only manages the a server part. A desktop engineer only manages the a client, laptops, a desktop. Now you got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So how many environment? We have two environments are there. Two environments. So one is production and one is a non-production. So production means a live production or prod environment. Prod environment. Production or a prod environment is nothing but a live environment. The end user using that environment. So it have a business impact. So business impact. Something like a revenue generate. So revenue generation, for example, so if Facebook is crashed. So Facebook is a crash and something like so site cannot be reached. So while something like, for example, a YouTube, while watching the any videos, so it will be a something like ads. It will be coming on the ads with the video. So something like, so if the ads are not playing, so there will be a business impact or something like revenue will not generate. So because of they will not give the money to the YouTube guys because of the ads are not playing. So because the site is crashing. So if the production every time 24/7, the production will be live. The production will be alive. Something like, so they created something like, they released as a new feature. So then is something like a developers. So these are the developers. So developed a new feature called something like, before there is no comment in the Facebook. There is no comment section in the Facebook. They created as a new feature the first Facebook dot Facebook dot 1.0 dot aware.
Uncle.
Where? So this is the first.
No, I don't think, no, I
There is
put on post now. So because
So there is no feature, comment feature. So there is no first Facebook code. So something like, so here, for example, so this is the web server. This is the developed server. So this the first code is something like Facebook dot 1.0 dot where. So this is the first code. In that code there is no feature called as a comment. So here developer enhances their features. Developer enhances their features and developer enhance their features, and they created as a WhatsApp, Facebook 2.0. In the 2.0 dot where having a new feature called a comment section they added. So they want to deploy it on the production. Again, first they will deploy in the development. They will deploy in the QA environment, a development environment, QA environment. Then they will go to the production environment. Something like, for example, so I want to deploy a new code 2.0. So here this is the production server. So it will be a live on 24/7. It is a 24/7. The website will be open in the 24/7. But I need to shut down the server. For example, something like you guys got the messages from the bank. Something like there is a maintenance window. So today night at 1:30 to 2:30 a.m. So there is a maintenance window. The site will not be open. So this site will not be open. So so something like a, so there is a cause, something like inconvenience for the inconvenience, something like they said that site time. So what is that time? So something like a business hours and non-business hours, business hours and non-business hours. Guys, tell me, so what are the business hours and what are the non-business hours?
Prod and non-prod.
Sorry?
Prod and non-prod.
No, I'm asking about, so what is the business hours and non-business hours?
DB servers, for example.
No. I'm asking
dev environment.
business. Something like I'm putting a one showroom, something like a car showroom or TV showroom, something like a showrooms, a TV showroom, something like a car showroom. The car showroom will open at what time?
9.
9 a.m. Something like. So when they will close? So when they will open, when they will close?
9 to 5 or 9 to 6.
5. So after 5, so no one will come to see the car, because of everyone knows the business hours for the car showroom is 9 to 5, right? So after that the showroom will close. The showroom will close. The same way, something like, so we have something like a day and night. So night time, so we are sleeping, right? That time, so we will not open the Facebook, we will not open the WhatsApp, right? Guys,
Yes.
daytime,
But
mostly
you
all
were
the
talking about servers.
no. Yeah, I'm talking about servers, but I'm asking about, so business hours, hours, not business hours.
Oh, business hours.
Hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. When you said hours, we thought you said servers.
No. Hours. So one hour,
Okay.
first hour, second hour, third hour. Something like
No.
a 24 hours, right? So the business hours and non-business hours.
Okay.
So non-business hours will be our sleep time. Night time or sleep time. So most of the people will sleep at something like after 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. right? After 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. So that time is the non-business hours for a maintenance time. Something like a non-business hours at a something like 1 a.m. to 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. That time, so the site will goes down. So that time, so we will shut down the server and we will deploy the Facebook. We will deploy the Facebook 2.jar. So we will remove this. one dot jar, one dot Facebook, 1.0.var, and so we will keep it. We will keep it Facebook 2.0.aware. Now, so there is an option while opening the site. There is an option called comment section. So because of Facebook 2.where having a comment section, a section. So when it will be do the maintenance, they will be do the non-business hours. Non-business hours. Now you got it right, guys? A business hours and non-business hours. So when we will do the maintenance window. So non-business hours time, they will do the maintenance window. So business hours, we will not impact the servers because of it's a production, it's a live, the end user is using. So if you do the maintenance on the date time, a regular time, everyone using the Facebook time, so that time it will be impact. The revenue generation will impact. Now you got it right, guys?
Yes. Yeah, we got it.
Yes, these are the something like a production window will be a production deployment will be doing on the non-business hours. So non-business hours. You guys got it. Business hours and non-business hours. So production environment and non-production environment. Non-prod or non-production environment. Non-prod and non-production environment. Guys, tell me, what are the non-production environments?
Dev environment and QA environment.
Dev environment and
QA
QA environment. QA environment and so UAT, SAT, pre-prod. Pre-prod means a production-like setup. Pre-prod means prod-like setup. So prod-like setup. First, we will deploy it on the dev, then we will deploy it on the QA environment. So either UAT or user acceptance or a SAT or pre-prod. So in the organization, so every organization is not same. Something like some organizations are using a dev QA pre-prod. Some organizations are using dev QA UAT. Some organizations are using dev QA SAT. Or some organizations are using dev QA pre-prod. Dev QA pre-prod. SAT means staging. Either staging, UAT, pre-prod, both are the same. But the companies are taking something like a UAT. One company is accepting UAT, one company is accepting using SAT, one company is using pre-prod. So whatever it may be. So these all are the same. Same. Guys, so what are the environments are there? In the non-production, dev environment, QA environment, UAT, SAT, pre-prod. So on production environment. Production.
What is UAT and SAT?
So UAT means user acceptance test. It's same like as a pre-prod.
Okay.
It's same like as a pre-prod. SAT means a staging. UAT means user acceptance test.
Okay.
Now you got it right, guys. So these are the environments in the non-production. These are the production environments. So these are the production environments. Now you got it right, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, I have a thought. I have a thought for a WhatsApp. I have a thought for messaging. So I want to create an app for the messaging. Messaging purpose. So then I released and I created one WhatsApp app website and I released. So I released something like the servers. So where we keep it, the servers keep it in my home only. The servers keep it in my home only. My house. In my house, I bought the Dell PowerEdge server, 2 servers. Dell 2 servers, and one is database servers and one is app server or web server. I deploy the application. And I keep it in my house. So if you want to run the server, we need a power backup, right? We need a power and I want to see the site on the internet, on the browser. We need a internet. So we need a internet. something like in my house, only one power is having, and only one internet. Internet means ISP providers, either AT&T or a T-Mobile. So only we have one ISP provider and one power backup. So I deployed the Facebook. It's a very good. People are accessing, people are signing up. This site is very good. People are signing up every day, 5,000 people. So something like in 5 days, 25,000 people are accessing this site. 25,000 people are sign up this site and accessing the site. Slowly, after sixth day, the power will goes hour by hour. That time the site cannot be reached because of there is no internet. There is no power. For example, there is no power. After 10 days, the internet will goes every alternative 2 hours. That time also the site will goes, the site goes down, cannot be reached the site. So after sixth day, the people are reducing to using the site because of here only one power backup, only one internet backup. Have only one power backup and only one internet backup. We need an alternate solution. So I need a power backup. I need an internet backup. My site will live 24/7. My site will live 24/7. So I'm thinking where we need to keep the servers. And I'm thinking, is there any company is providing to keep the servers, to keep our servers, and they will provide the a power backup, internet backup 24/7, something like a 99% of high availability. I'm thinking that time I got a solution called as a data centers. I heard about that data center.
AWS comes in.
Yeah. So what is data center, guys? Do you guys know what is data center?
A data center is basically an environment that has multiple servers that each company can buy part of the server and they store their data in there just in case their real life environment goes down. They have a backup server somewhere that they could reach out and get those information still.
Yep, very good. Data center is a company, so they provide a space. They provide a space for the rental. They provide a space for the rental to keep our servers into that space. They provide a space for the rental to keep our servers into that location. They will provide the 99.9% high availability, durability. So durability and high availability. So data centers, in the data centers, they will provide the a rental space. So if you keep that servers, they will provide the 99.9% high availability and durability also. They will provide a power backup. So something like here only one power backup. They have a general power and the UPS, then generators, then they have a 10 types of power backups. If this goes wrong, it will automatically switch to UPS. If UPS goes down, so it automatically switch to generators. If generator goes down, they will automatically switch to the other generators. The same like as a internet. They took multiple ISP providers. So if one goes down, they will switch to another. If the another goes down, they will switch to another. So they will another goes down, it will go switch to the another. So that's the reason data center, they are providing a rental space for to keep your servers. So they are providing the 99.99%. Guys,
Are we safe to say AWS as well comes in here?
yeah, I will tell you. So AWS also having a data centers, but I will tell you. So AWS is not a solution. That's a AWS is a cloud solution. They will not provide the data centers. Okay. So AWS is the cloud solution. AWS is the cloud solution. So I think I don't know the data centers. Does anyone guys know data center? Use data centers. So Wilia.net, something like this is one type of data center. USA data center, top 10 USA data centers. Equinix data center, core site data centers, Equinix. So these are the data centers, digital character data center. These are the data centers. So in the data centers, they will keep it. Hello guys, are you able to hear?
Yes.
Yeah, so these are the racks, guys. They will provide a rack space. They will keep the racks and so they provide they keep the servers in the racks. So here you see there is a monitor. You can click if you want any issue on that server, they will connect that server and they will check that server. So data centers provide a rack space. Data centers, in the data center they are keeping the servers in the racks. You see the guys, they are keeping the servers in the racks. You see, these are the racks. We keep it the servers. You guys see, this is the server. So this is the server. You know, Dell PowerEdge, R710, R710, R610, whatever it may be. They have. Yeah, you see guys, this is this much big of the server. So where we need to keep that server, the servers will keep it in the racks. The servers will keep it in the racks. Now you got it right, guys. They will provide the 99.9% high availability. So because of why we need to keep those servers in the data center, they will provide the 99% high availability. They will provide the 99% high availability. So we will keep our production servers into the data centers. Guys, now you got it. What is data center? So why we need data centers, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tomorrow we will discuss as a physical server, a virtualization. So why something like what are the big impacts? So something like a physical server. So then the enhancement is a virtualization. Then the enhancement is a cloud. How it came, why it came, we will tell you tomorrow. And so most probably we will install the OS on a server tomorrow. Okay, guys.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, you got it
Okay,
right, guys.
thanks.
Now today we know environments, we know what is the structure, we know how we can deploy application, how we can, so where we can test, where we can deploy, what is the business or non-business hours. So what is the data center, where we need to keep the servers into the data centers. Now you got it right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So
Thank you.
we will continue from
Thank you.
tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.